As an INFP, Kurt Cobain knew a thing or two about loneliness, or rather, being alone. And like Kurt Cobain, many INFPs would rather pay the price of relationships or popularity for the right to be their ultimate and authentic selves. But why do INFPs hold this kind of integrity with themselves? And why are we content with the thought of being alone versus what we can to induce and retain friendships at the cost of being our authentic selves? So I do have my own answers for these types of questions, and that is emotional intelligence. My name is Lex Morningstar, and today's video is about why INFPs are prone to loneliness and why we are alone. Now, INFPs know themselves really well, and it is so rare to find an INFP who hasn't contemplated their existence or the world around them. It's also important for the INFP to accept themselves as who they are, their true authentic selves, warts and all. This means if we have something deemed as an ill quality, we're going to completely own that and know about it before anyone else does. Now, part of this contemplation and this depth of thought is the INFP's awareness of how other people perceive them. It's really hard for an INFP to completely let go, let their walls down, and fear of judgment and fear of humiliation and the fact that people may not understand who they truly are. So in many cases, the INFP will really only truly let themselves out to people whom they can completely trust with their authentic selves. This doesn't mean that the INFP will put a mask on and pretend to be someone they're not, because that goes against the INFP's morals. However, it is more of the fact that the INFP won't reveal their selves 100% in a social situation. This can lead to people perceiving the INFP as somewhat shy or aloof. Now, I know personally that I've run into these kinds of things a lot. It takes me a long time to be able to open up completely to people because I know that I may be a little bit offbeat and eccentric, and not everyone will understand that, and I would rather not put myself in a situation which will induce conflict and where I feel like I have to explain myself. So despite this kind of awareness that the INFP has, the INFP won't pretend to be someone they're not in order for other people to like them or to accept them. And it is through this honesty and this self-integrity that INFPs usually find themselves alone, and of course often lonely, because INFPs love to have deep and meaningful connections with people as long as it is authentic. And you know, in our day and age, it feels so difficult to be able to find that kind of connection. And this is what the INFP struggles with. This is why the INFP can feel so alone at times. INFPs love the chance to be able to express their innermost feelings, thoughts, and philosophies to people whom they can trust with this kind of vulnerability. Not everyone in this world will get the INFP's thought process or accept how the INFP is, and that's okay because, you know, everyone is different. But through art, we are able to be our truest, most authentic selves. To express ourselves through creative artworks or projects means that we are given purpose. These creative projects are what keeps us company through our weird and strange thoughts and concepts. And to be able to put ourselves out there, to put our art and our creative projects out there and to have other people relate is one of the most connecting feelings a person can feel, especially if they identify with the INFP personality type. The internet is an amazing breeding ground for meeting like-minded people. It gives the INFP an opportunity to be able to kind of filter through all the inauthentic small talk and find people who actually understand them. I guess that's why you catch a lot of INFPs online. I mean, I for one am joined to many INFP groups, and it's so awesome to be able to post and have people relate to me, because I often find it so difficult to be able to do that with immediate relationships in my community. For instance, if you look back through my channel, you can see where my videos come from, where my ideas have been driven from, and that is through suffering in my life. It is through relationships that haven't worked and the challenges that I've undergone. And I've used all these things to create my creative projects on my YouTube channel. I've had many run-ins with people who didn't understand who I am and would have a problem with it without really trying to sit down and understand me. It is through that misunderstanding where I felt like I haven't been able to completely let myself go in our modern world where no one really actually appreciates differences in people or art or the emotional side and the feminine side of humanity. INFPs are advocates of that. We are the soldiers of the trenches in the human condition, as they say. You'll find that quote somewhere online. You know, as an INFP, as Alexandra Hegg, I would not change myself to fit in anywhere. I would rather be alone than to be surrounded by people who don't actually truly understand me. And I don't want to put a mask on. I don't want to step outside and say, this is me, when it really isn't. I don't want to do that to make false friendships because it feels like a waste of who I am. It feels exhausting picturing myself do that. And I've tried to do that before. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't. And because I'm so true to myself and true to my authenticity, and I give myself that integrity, it has led to the loss of friendships. And I have felt really lonely at times, but that is something that I'm willing to trade in order to be true to myself. INFPs have such a keen awareness of people. They have such a keen awareness of who they are and how other people feel. We are the type of people who encourage others to be themselves. The point of this video is to just show you guys that you may struggle with your loneliness and being true to yourself. But please don't trade that authenticity and that integrity yourself in order to have friendships that actually won't benefit you holistically. Go through your life doing what makes you happy. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If you want to paint or write or make a YouTube channel, do it. You will find people that will be able to relate to it. You will make those connections in your life. But at the end of the day, you are your best friend and you need to take care of number one. And as long as you hold that really strong relationship with yourself, you won't feel so alone. Keep searching through YouTube for INFP content because you will find yourself feeling connected to a lot of what's put out there. I know when I first started my channel and I would search through YouTube for other INFPs, I felt so empowered. I felt like, I wasn't the only one out there that was a little bit offbeat and eccentric, and that it was okay to be myself. So yeah, there was just a quick little message from me to you, and I'll be back in another fortnight for more INFP content. But for now, I hope you have a really good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys all again next time. Bye!